Hello and welcome back to AW Toolbox. My name's Glenn Keller, and in this series we are going to be unboxing, if you will, the Teamcenter 2412 software release. So this release is the second in the 2400 series, and it's kind of an update to the 2406 release. So there's a lot of new features, new updates to the back end. And really what we're doing in here is changing up how we do these installation videos a little bit, and we're going to start with just kind of unwrapping the product. So what do we have to do, and where do we have to go to get the new product, to put it into the system? And of course we're going to start with kind of a fresh installation use case. So we're going to say, hey, how do we install this on one box? And the box that we're going to be using is right here. And again, this is a machine that is rentable. It's available to you to use, and you can contact us for pricing options for renting these images. In the class, we're going to take you through the Siemens websites just kind of as we would on the first login, show you how to access the download materials, and we'll talk about some and discuss some of the important pieces of information that you need to consider. Maybe you aren't doing a fresh install on a novice box. Maybe you're in an enterprise system with 6 or 7 servers per environment, and you've got load balancers and proxy servers and what have you. If that's the case, it's going to be a little longer before we get to those videos, but we are going to be talking about a vanilla install in here, and then as we get the installation going and tuning and talk about troubleshooting, we're going to go further with it, and we're going to begin to spin up additional images that we're going to move components out to mimic a true 4-tier environment. So in the end of it, we'll have a web tier, an enterprise tier, we'll have a resource tier, and all the different machines and components will be talking to each other. We'll even implement kind of a faux single sign-on. We'll use our own Apache LDAP server to set that up. And then we'll take it and do upgrades with it, BMIDE deployments, kind of the sky's the limit. So throughout the release cycle, we'll do 1 or 2 videos a week. We'll put this together and you guys can get an idea of what it really takes to think out, install, and support the Teamcenter software at this release. So the first thing that you're going to do, and what I do when a new release comes, is I come to the support services webpage at Siemens. Great resources, great AI search for error messages, great support center for responses and help. Highly recommend. You may have purchased your licenses through a partner, and if that's the case, you do need to go to their help desk first to get support. But the downloads and everything are still going to be available. So you simply just need to log in. And then once you log in, you're going to be taken to a page that kind of looks like this. The real page is going to have a whole bunch of applications that you have available to you. In our case, we're just going to silo into Teamcenter. We have talked about the documentation server in the past, and I do have that, and we are going to deploy the 2412 documentation onto it. So we'll probably download and kind of uninstall and reinstall documentation server. We may go into licensing. In our case, licensing is kind of held off onto another server. Our license server is a separate server than the one that we're on. But we do have classes on how to install the licensing server and modify the license file to be able to host on it, and kind of the nuances with that. So you'll want to take a look at that, but it does come into play with regards to installing Teamcenter 12. So there's 2 different types of licensing. The new type is called salt licensing, so just pay attention to whether or not your license is salted, if you will. And then there's so many more other applications in here that we may talk about, but the primary one is Teamcenter. So with 2412's release, I immediately come in here to this little Teamcenter option, and then I have a couple of different links across the top up here. So I have downloads, which is where I'm going to get my media, my platform matrix to tell me what versions of integrated software I can use. I can look at the documentation. So Siemens always publishes documentation that you can search on the site. And then Siemens also provides videos, and these videos are a little different than the videos that we host. Ours are more kind of lecture style, demonstration style, whereas theirs are highly published and have a really, really educational feel to them. So I recommend taking a look at all of this. It's really good information, but the first place that I'm going to go to is the documentation or the downloads. I like to start with the downloads. So in here, the biggest thing is this hardware and software certifications matrix. So I'm going to download this and make sure that this is available. And what the software certifications matrix does is allows you to see third-party software, like what versions of the database that you can have, what versions of WebLogic or JBoss or other applications that you can use as web application servers. The sky's the limit in there, and they'll tell you exactly what they support and will help you with. So stay to the software they recommend, though, because if you get on a later operating system or something, libraries aren't going to line up and you're going to have issues running certain components. Let's go ahead and switch over and take a look at what that hardware and software certifications matrix looks like. All right, so this is the matrix when you open it up. It is Excel, so make sure you download it or move it to a computer that has Excel, as we just had to. In here, you'll see all the operating systems that are available. You can see Red Hat, SUSE, Windows Desktop, Windows Server, etc. So the biggest pieces in here are the version compatibility. So I know that Java is always kind of a pain point, so I need to make sure I get Eclipse Tamarin 17.03 for my compiler if I'm going to be using it, Corretto, Zulu, or Tamarin 1703 or later. This is an update from 2406. 2406 would support JDK 11. Whereas in this case, we're up to 17. So, Oracle database, same version as we had supported with 2406 and 2312. It's kind of been riding there for a little bit. And then we've also got minimum license server level is 4. We've already validated this, but you can get that and download it. And then your supporting infrastructure, so mostly your web application servers, Tomcat 9, JBoss 7.4.10, WebLogic is no longer supported. So if you're utilizing WebLogic and you're trying to go to 24.12, WebLogic has been chalked off the list as supported for the software, so pay attention to that. WebSphere Liberty is at 24.03. Now, the one that I'm not seeing in here, the one that I like to use primarily is Wildfly. So if I look down, what I'm looking for is JBoss, and you can see the Wildfly version is 26.1.2. So after I take a look at this, I'll switch back in. We'll take a look at the website. So to download this file, you're just going to jump into 2412. You've got the downloads, you're going to hit hardware and software certifications. And then once you hit that, you'll just scroll down. They've got a list of the different versions. You'll go into 2412 certifications. And then you can pick which Excel. So all the versions are in here in this final location, but here you can find 2412. Now, in addition to that, under downloads, if we come back in, there are other compatibility, versions of Active Workspace. This is no longer really a thing. In 2412, Active Workspace comes with it. So if you upgrade to 2412, Active Workspace is all kind of packaged nice and neat. But if you're working with older versions of one or the other, this will help play a little bit of a tune as to what version you need. All said and done, once I have the files I need, I'll come into the 2412 major releases, and you can see there's the developer references, which are going to be for ITK, SOA development. They're going to give you your references for your C, C++, Java, .NET. So definitely download and install these if you're going that way, or check out our later videos. Teamcenter 2412 is the link that for me, and then depending on if you're running Linux, Red Hat, or if you're on the Windows platform, you'll download the associated package. So Linux, I will say, if you guys are running a Linux software, it's pretty much one-to-one. I mean, there's a difference in the way that you call environment variables. Everything's shell-based for the most part, but you can still run GUIs in Linux, and you can still see the TEM. Everything's a .sh file instead of a .bat file. There are a couple of nuances here or there, but it's pretty much, if you learn it in Windows, you'll be able to navigate it in Linux. So we're starting in Windows in here. We'll work with that. The README is a really good one. That's going to tell you what the updates are and essential information. And then this Teamcenter development reference architecture is invaluable. So I like to come in and get this Teamcenter deployment reference architecture guide. What this does is I've already downloaded it in here and put it into the folder structure that we're going to build in later videos. But in my media, for my Siemens components and my reference docs, I have the Teamcenter deployment reference architecture. And if you jump into it, it'll have a little README on how to use the material, but essentially you have a document folder. And the document folder is going to have Visio diagrams for how things connect, and these are really cool. The deployment connection matrix. So this is going to show you how everything talks to each other. Exactly what ports, what component talks to what component, how do they talk, and what do they need. This is invaluable. And then the deployment reference architecture guide. This is going to be a pretty long PDF, but it's going to explain a lot of the differences between like low availability and high availability resources, and how you can configure the system, what prerequisites need to be installed, etc. So these are two very, very good documents. Highly recommend downloading them. And then you also have the quick deploy configurations. And quick deploys in here, you can see each one of the files in here. You can utilize these. We'll talk about this a little bit more as we get into it. So highly recommend that. And then down below you have the docs. I've already got this downloaded as well, but this is your docs for Teamcenter 2412 on Windows. Here's your Linux equivalent is up above. And those are installed right on the same documentation server you have the existing data on, unless you have a really old system, and then you'll have to get a new doc server. Again, Siemens provides videos just like these, a lot more polished, a lot more presentations, but they are very good resources, so highly recommend downloading and getting a fresh perspective on things, and a supported perspective. The SOA client is now outside of the package, so just a FYI for you developers, if you are utilizing this in the BMIDE to create services or anything like that, it is now outside. It reduces the size of the overall media, so you don't have to download this if you're not doing SOA customization. And then down below you have your Linux, your base Linux zip. Windows equivalents down below, and everything is in this folder as it has been since 2312. So your active workspace is in this folder, deployment centers in this folder, Teamcenter's in this folder, office integrations in this folder. Pretty much everything that we used to have as multiple versions for the years of active workspace 4 and Teamcenter 11, that's no longer a thing. So I just need this one package, and sometimes there's an additional patch in these newer versions. This one doesn't have it, or it'd be listed here. So you need the base, and you need the patch if it exists. Once a patch comes out, we'll go through the patching process. And I mentioned Deployment Center. Deployment Center is kind of the new installation tool. We talked about it in the installation concepts for 2312. And really got into it a little bit. We're going to go into it a lot more in depth in this course. So in here, just note there's also the interoperability matrix, and you can also find things for like NX integration, CATIA integration, etc. So we've got all of this downloaded, and what we're going to do is just kind of explore this image. So this is the image that would get provided to you if you were to choose to get the resource and work along in the course. But if you come into File Explorer, we've got some links down at the bottom for you that you're going to use commonly in the class. So if I pull up Windows Explorer and I come in here, in the image will be assets in this apps folder. We like to use the apps folder as it avoids spaces when you're doing installations. And spaces can be kind of a killer to some apps. And I do know that Siemens now has warnings in kind of the legacy tool for spaces and some of the paths that you would install things. But in here, we've got a nice setup, and in the next video, what we're going to do is we're going to take you through this setup. We're going to talk about what's on the box, things that you may want to consider installing, and we'll actually check on those components as we get prepped up to do this installation.